What's good, everybody? It's your boy Steve here, aka Short Dog, one half of the Real Trucker Couple. And today I'm doing a video about a kind of a touchy subject. I have posted videos in the past of my wife doing various duties while she's on duty, such as, cleaning the windshield, checking the tires, putting fuel in the truck, opening and closing the doors, putting the dolly legs down and up, and just various things that a person who is on duty is supposed to do. And I've gotten a lot of negative backlash from that because people are saying, oh, you shouldn't let your wife do that, that's a man's job, you're a sorry husband, and all kind of just wild things have been hurled my direction. And most of the time, this negative feedback, it typically comes from people who have absolutely no clue as to what hours of service is. And in fact, probably 99% of the people who leave those negative comments, they aren't truck drivers. So today, we're going to break down a couple of different aspects of hours of service and how it's supposed to work, and why I let my wife do the things that she does, because technically, if she's the one on duty, she's the one that's supposed to be doing them. So without further ado, I am going to bring my wife in, and she is going to talk about it from her point of view. And boom, here she is. So she's going to give her perspective on her job duties and when she's supposed to be doing them and so forth and so on. So take it away.
Okay, so once I come on duty, I start with my pre-trip, which is pretty much going around the truck, checking all the clearance lights, checking, underneath the truck, make sure it's not leaning, make sure nothing is leaking. And I'm, just making sure that everything is pre-tripped for the trip we're about to make. And also, once I am on duty, it is my responsibility to fuel, and also once we get to a shipper or the consignee, if I'm the one that's on duty, I am the one responsible for making sure the truck is unloaded. That entails, open the doors, putting down your landing gears, strapping the freight, unstrapping the freight if they need you to. Just making sure that I am the one doing my job once I am on duty.
And a lot of people, they like I said, they send those messages when I be taking pictures of you and videoing you doing, various things around the truck. They be sending them negative messages talking about, I'm not husbandly, and I should be the one doing it, and all of that kind of stuff. And and a lot of them people don't understand how hours of service work because they're not truck drivers. And what typically happens is, that mentality kicks in that, because you're doing something physical, it should be me doing it. But for those of you who don't understand how hours of service work, if I'm in the sleeper berth, that's where I'm supposed to be. And if I just pretty much came off duty and my clock is pretty much run out, I need to be in the sleeper berth where I'm supposed to be. And if I'm not, then technically I am in violation of hours of service. And I actually literally just saw a video where a guy, he got a hours of service violation because he was out of his truck doing something, and he was in a sleeper berth. He was logged in the sleeper berth, I should say, and he should have been on duty. So when it comes down to that, the violation can be pretty serious, because for one, you're going to get put out of service. Two, if you get a log violation, it's going to go back to your company, and they're going to want to have a chat with you as to why were you logged here, but you were here doing this. So I can tell you, remember that time we were in, I want to say we were in Nebraska, I think it was. And you know, this was a few years back, you know, when the ELDs first came out, and we had pulled up to the fuel island, and we watched, you know, as this other truck pulled into the fuel island next to us, and the lady was driving, and her husband was sitting in the passenger seat, or her co-driver, whatever. And soon as she got to the fuel island, he hopped out and started doing, you know, the fueling process. And like a minute later, it was a state trooper sitting off on the side, and he pulled right on over, pulled in front of their truck, and he walked right up to him and said, "Let me see y'all logs." And he was like, "Yeah, why are you logged in the sleeper berth and you're out here fueling? You're supposed to be on duty. And then why are you on duty, you know, pretty much sitting here doing nothing, logging that you're fueling when you're not?" So yeah, they got themselves probably a nice hefty ticket, a nice talking to from their carrier, from the safety department, and I'm pretty sure they got put out of service, because once they finished fueling, they went and parked, and they were highly upset. So, you know, it's not that I'm not being husbandly, because legally, whoever is on duty is who should be doing anything work related with this truck, or their truck, I should say. So for those of you who don't understand that, I hope you understand it now, because it has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not, you know, I'm being manly or husbandly or whatever the case may be. Because you have to understand, didn't you drive a 53-foot, didn't you pull a 53-foot trailer by yourself?
Yeah.
Weren't you out there by yourself?
I was.
And if I wasn't out there, well, I wasn't out there.
You wasn't out there.
Who did the work?
I did all the work. But the thing about it is, it's also not fair to the person that has just come off duty doing their 10 and a half hours, or how many hours that they've done, for you to have to, wake them up to say, you need to get fuel for me, or whatever. You need to be able to do the job yourself. And me, I don't have a problem with it, and it shouldn't be a problem, because it's part of the job. If you're on duty, it is your job to do the on-duty work or drive, or like I said, unload, load. If you're the one that's if you're the person that's on duty at the time, it is your job to do the on-duty work.
Yep. And do you remember when we were at when we first went to school to get our CDL in Indianapolis? Charles was telling us also, if I pull up somewhere, or she pulls up somewhere, and I hop out and I go inside and I'm logged in the sleeper berth, if anything happens to me, one of the first things their legal department is going to do is want to see our logs.
Right.
And if I was supposed to be in the sleeper and I was in the building and I get run over by a forklift, or they drop a crate on me, or something like that, I am now liable because I was not where I should have been. So if something like that were to happen, I couldn't sue. And not only could I not sue, I wouldn't be able to get, workman's comp or anything like that, simply because I was not in the proper duty status that I should have been in. So it has nothing to do with me being a husband, a man, or whatever the case may be. It all has everything to do with our life pretty much being run by the daggone FMCSA, by having to log every single thing that we do simply because we hold commercial driver's licenses. So I sincerely hope that brings a little bit of understanding to those who don't understand why she does her job. But the reason why she does her job is because she is legally bound to do her job. And to those who do what they do for their wives, their girlfriends, or whatever the case may be, this is not a shot at anybody. It is simply to help the people who like to say negative things when I post, her doing her thing. It is to help them understand why. So in saying that, till the next video, we'll catch y'all later.
Peace.